sir. All right, I have 4:31. At this time, we'll call the meeting of the King City Commission to order. And with that, Mayor Pro Tem, would you lead some invocation?
Yeah, we all pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for the rain. Father, we're desperately need it, and Father, continue to ask for more rain. And Father, thank you for the continued protection of the men and women who work here at the City of Canyon, and Father, continued protection over our citizens. Father, be with us tonight as we make decisions about our city and our city's future, and help us when we mess it up. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Stand with me for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, that takes us to the approval of the minutes of the meeting of June 17th, 2024.
So no changes, I move we approve. Second.
Have a motion and second to approve the minutes as written. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. All right, takes us to item number 5, public comments, comments from interested citizens. And looks like we have one who has signed in here, so.
Yes, here.
Casey Crabtree. Casey, if you'd just come up, state your name and address. We'll try to limit comments to 3 minutes if we can.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. Casey Crabtree, 11 Faith Step Lane in Canyon, the resident of the neighborhood of Madison Park. So first time attending one of these. First off, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, for your service. First time attending one of these, so bear with me as I speak through this. But what I'm here to talk on is the topic of the bar ditch of Country Club Road, which would, if to get your bearings a little bit, that would just be Crestview School and just a little bit over to the west and then back north. I personally live on Faith Step Lane, so it'd be behind my backyard fence, it'd be the bar ditch of behind Faith Step and Country Club Drive is what that is right there. And it has to do with vegetation growing up and mowing. We've recently been getting issued notices about the vegetation growing up outside of code, and so been getting notices to mow it. A lot of the residents here, so I'm speaking solely on behalf of myself, but have talked to many of my neighbors and here, and so the vegetation is growing up. We're getting cited that it's too tall. Most neighbors are going back mowing what needs to be mowed, but most recently now the city, some board or department is coming back and then fining people that has vegetation too tall, while at the same time the city side of the bar ditch is the same height. So you've got that, the way I understand that bar ditch is Country Club Drive, close to the road is the city's job to manage. Back up the other side is the residents' job to manage. All vegetation's the same height, and the citizens are getting fined while the city's not mowing their side of the deal. And so I personally got a bill of $328 for the vegetation growing. I think it's an issue of, this is a unique area in the city as it relates to the code that's being cited, and all of the few dozen houses that are affected by this stretch, there's only 3 that have a backyard gate. So this is different than an alley, where you have your backyard, you have a backyard gate, you go out your backyard gate, and you maybe have an alley and a dumpster, and your job is to maintain that. This is they're all, the vast majority of the fences there's no access to them. And then even if there was access to them, you'd have a 3 or 4 foot drop to the bar ditch from where the property is on how that was set up. And so most of the residents have no access to it. You'd be looking at getting a mower, walking it or loading it in a vehicle and driving back around Country Club Drive to mow what is supposed to be mowed by the owner. Many of those homes are patio garden homes filled by retired people that have downsized well into their 60s, 70s, 80s that are now getting sighted and trying to figure out how to get a mower loaded up to drive back around Country Club Drive to mow a 10-foot swath behind their property. It's steep, it's rocky, it's east facing, it stays wet a lot, it's hard to get back there and mow. I know I personally keep a separate mower just to mow that stuff because it's so rough and rocky you can't even use your normal mower that you use for your front yard. So just wanted to discuss that. I did leave my phone number in the comment section. I'd love this to be the start of a discussion. I'm a solutions person. This is really not a complaint. I just want us to get to a resolution on this. So come out, take a look at it, call me. I'm happy to show you. And let's just.
Is the
let's
back
assess
fence on
this.
your property line or not on the property line?
I believe the property line goes a little bit past.
Fence is not on the property line.
No, sir. The property line is a little bit past where they built the
I
fences.
thought the fence had to be on the property line.
So according to the survey, it's not. I showed that the property line is a little past that.
I don't think that's gonna be there.
So, no.
Okay,
It's definitely
so
something to look
we don't
into.
have it on here as a discussion item, so we
Yes.
really can't go into it.
Yes, sir.
But appreciate your concern
Yes, sir.
and coming up here, and I think it's something that I know Joe and city management are digging into right now, so appreciate that. And it gives
Absolutely.
us an awareness as commission too.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's all on public comments. That takes us to item number 6, conduct first public hearing on ordinance number 1209, annexing territory to the city of Canyon, Brown Construction Services, PLLC, Brown Construction Services annexation, an ordinance of the city of Canyon, Texas, annexing the territory herein described to the city of Canyon in Randall County, Texas, extending the boundary limits of the city of Canyon to include the property herein described within the said city limits, and granting to all the inhabitants of said property all the rights and privileges of other citizens, and binding said inhabitants by all the acts, ordinances, resolutions, and regulations of said city. John?
Thank you, Mayor. Lucas has been working with Brown Construction Services on voluntary annexation of this property, and today I received a fully executed copy of the petition for annexation and the municipal service plan. So this is the first of 2 public hearings on the voluntary annexation. They'll be held under separate agenda items as permitted by state law. And Lucas copied me on an email today. He's already informed the petitioner on the annexation that would occur tonight. So no action is required at the conclusion of the public hearings. We just need to open the public hearings, receive public comment, taking them one at a time, agenda items 6 and 7, and then close public hearings, and we're finished with this aspect of it. Next meeting, we'll proceed with the annexation calendar, or the final action will become an upcoming, and we'll proceed with the annexation calendar in that manner.
I have a question. Can the final action be taken place if the second hearing is on if the second reading is separate from the first reading?
You can have the second public hearing in advance of the final action, but there's a
Can it happen at the same
there's a
day?
time limitation on the notice. The time the hearings have to be held within a certain number of days after the notice issues. And the notice was published in the Canyon News, and that's why the hearings are scheduled for tonight. Gretchen had the notice of public hearing published, so we'd actually have to do another notice of public hearing published in the paper in order to do that as a second public hearing on the night of the final action.
I mean, it's just,
We could do it.
are we in a hurry?
Well, we could do it, but we're trying to follow the annexation calendar.
Yeah, it's not about
being in a hurry. It's that every time we've ever annexed, we always hold both public hearings on the same time because that's how the state tells us we can do it. They say you're supposed to have two, but then they always say you can have them both the same. Because we have voluntary petition now for annexation, rarely does anyone ever show up, if ever. You know, previously, the whole reason to have public hearings was the city just said, hey, we're gonna come annex you. And then that's the opportunity for the people who live there to come say, well, I don't wanna be annexed. This is why I don't wanna be annexed. But now that it's all voluntary, it's really just semantics.
So, yeah, exactly. And so the commission will recall that state law now excludes unilateral annexation in most cases. So in the voluntary petition, there's really nobody to object to the annexation. I guess you could have a neighboring landowner that would object or something. That's fairly rare. Ordinarily, it's just a matter of complying with Chapter 43 of the Local Government Code and fulfilling all the legal requirements for annexation. But no, we're not in a hurry on this annexation.
I personally would prefer, us pressure legislature to fix that as opposed to go against what the spirit of that is for both of those hearings to be held on two separate times. I mean, I don't think it looks good. And if someone did have a complaint and we held both public hearings in the same week, it doesn't give good appearances, and I wish the legislature would just fix that. If we could at least, use our TML resources to have that conversation about.
Right.
The spirit of that is not to have both hearings on the same night, and it doesn't feel right to me.
So I feel good about lobbying TML to use their resources to try to fix that from a state law standpoint. And looking at future annexation calendars, there is a way to make that happen. We just have to publish two separate notices.
And it may cost us a smidge more, but.
A little bit, not much.
I don't know. But that's just,
Our friends at the Canyon News would appreciate it.
that's a commissioner's opinion, but that's not the commission's opinion. It's just my opinion.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, valid. Perfect.
I would agree. It seems odd at the same time.
It does to me too.
Twice.
Scott Houston, one of the gurus in this area, says pass his muster, so.
Seems like that'd be a pretty easy fix if it were voluntary versus involuntary. And I'm actually meeting with Senator Sparks next week, so I'll bring that up. That might
I
be an
think in
easy
the case
deal
of,
to present.
Mayor, if you're gonna meet with Senator Sparks, in the case of voluntary annexation, since they excluded unilateral annexation for this type of annexation procedure, I think one public hearing would suffice and that would eliminate that.
I would agree.
What's one more bill amongst 10,000?
That's right. Probably will be 10.
Do you know if that affects Mr. Brown and his plans in any way?
And if we're not changing anything, it doesn't. If we're not changing anything for this annexation, it wouldn't change his plans.
And of course, Joe and Lucas and the team worked up a municipal annexation plan. I think everybody's satisfied with that at this point, so.
We'll definitely put it on the list. It's one of those things where they just changed the law and didn't feel to update the rest of it. We're finding that out in multiple areas.
There may be a day we have no
Any other
annexation.
discussion on that, or is commission good going ahead with this next agenda item for today? So,
We need to go ahead and open the public hearing.
then with that, we'll open the first public hearing.
Nobody has signed in, Mayor.
We'll close the public hearing. And then that takes us to item number 7, and bear with me, we'll read the caption here. Conduct second public hearing on ordinance number 1209, annexing territory to the city of Canyon, Brown Construction Services, PLLC, Brown Construction Services annexation. An ordinance of the city of Canyon, Texas, annexing territory herein described to the city of Canyon in Randall County, Texas, extending the boundary limits of the city of Canyon to include the property herein described within said city limits, and granting to all the inhabitants of said property all the rights and privileges of other citizens, and binding said inhabitants by all of the acts, ordinances, resolutions, and regulations of said city. And Chuck, I think we've covered it, so
I'll reiterate my previous comments and not comment further unless there's a question.
We will, unless there's any other discussion, we will open the second public hearing.
Nobody has signed in yet, Mayor.
We will
See, doesn't
close
that
the
feel
second
weird?
public hearing.
So the law was perfect.
All right, with that, we have had the reading requirements and the public hearing requirements. So. All right, item number 8, consider and take appropriate action on resolution number 15-2024, a resolution of the City of Canyon, Texas, responding to the application of West Texas Gas Utility LLC to increase rates under the Gas Reliability Infrastructure Program, suspending the effective date of this rate application for 45 days, authorizing the city's participation in a coalition of cities known as the Alliance of West Texas Gas Company Municipalities, requiring the requirement of cost, determining that the meeting at which the resolution was adopted complied with the Texas Open Meetings Act, making such other findings and provisions related to the subject, and declaring an effective date. Joe?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. West Texas Gas has entered a GRIP, and they're asking for interim rate increases. Those are in that chart on PDF page 17. You can see those. We usually have a rate counsel attorney that does these, just like the same one we do with Excel. It's the same counsel, Freddie Herrera. They are asking us and the other Alliance cities to suspend action for 45 days so they can go through all of the filings. And so what this will do is we'll suspend it. All the other cities are doing the same thing, and it gives them enough time to disseminate all the information that is submitted. So, West Texas Gas is growing in our community. They have Lone Star Dairy, and then I know they've got Spring Canyon as well. So the rest of us, I think, majority are Atmos. But they are increasing their footprint in our community. Other than that, I would recommend the motion to suspend the proposed effective date.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 15-2024. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by raising your right hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. All right, that takes us to item number 9. Consider and take appropriate action on modifications to the Walmart building exterior. Joe, are you running with it shortly?
Yes, sir. I printed some out for everybody to just take a look at. You should have those in front of y'all. That might be a little bit easier to look at. So Walmart's doing a substantial remodel at their building right now, if you've been inside there in a while. And they are also attempting to paint the outside. Going back in time, when Walmart was first established, 2003, Chuck, 2004?
2004, I believe.
2004. It was a very challenging time for those that were around. It went through a lot of heated debates, a lot of negotiations. Finally ended up with a development agreement with Walmart. I know some of the stuff in there was some of the stormwater related projects that came out of there, the pond right there by the gas pumps, as well as a traffic signal that did come in. And I believe at that time we also took over Hunsley Road, which is 3331. And so we took over Hunsley Road from TxDOT. It used to be a TxDOT road. And so all that took place. I believe there was 2 or 3 litigation matters on that, Chuck?
3, yeah.
3 litigation matters, and we were in the direct crossfire on that, not Walmart, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the city successfully defended 3 litigations through all that. Well, come back into 2018, they originally they had painted the building Paladuro colors. Yes, and we'll show you the original colors that were painted. Oh, there it is, that black and white one. See?
Yeah, that works. So that's what they conventionally do. And this was what they presented to the city to do and answer.
And so they painted it that way in the beginning. One of the biggest concerns from citizens that were at several of the discussions that Mr. Gilbreth, the architect, was on, was aesthetically pleasing. You know, Walmart, right when you come into town, is a major feature coming into town. It's a huge building right on the outskirts coming in. Well, fast forward a little bit to 2018. They did some remodel. In that time, they went ahead and painted the building. And so I think the building was probably 90 to 95% painted by the time city administration had figured it out. And so just to remind everybody, in the original development agreement, if they deviate from those original colors, they have to come get approval from the city commission. Well, that was not sought until after the fact. I think at least 3 of y'all were probably here at that time. I think Paul just started a few years after that. Same with you, Cody. And so one of the discussions on that was how much would it cost to go back and repaint it? And at that time, they indicated it was going to be about in the $85,000 to $95,000 range. And so with the fiduciary mindset, the commission made the decision to not force the envelope on that and to just allow it this one go around. And so we have looked at those minutes. It appears that was kind of a stopgap because they didn't want to have, the commission, in our interpretation, didn't want to have them spend another $85,000 to $95,000 to repaint. Mr. Burns, Gretchen, does that sound about right?
And it was reiterated they would have to come to the commission for
The commission.
permission next time.
And so the commission did give them the allowance to keep it. Some of the discussions on this go around with them repainting the building has been, their interpretation from their staff and their attorney has been, well, the commission permanently did that, and we as staff have said, we don't believe that's the case. We believe that was a fiduciary decision on the commission's part, not a permanent, so they felt that they could go ahead and just repaint it the colors that they wanted to, and so we disagreed with that. We did not feel that that was at the heart of that decision, nor at the development agreement. So that kind of landed us to where we're at today. But it's only 20 years, that agreement went into place in 2004. And so we've been trying to work with them, and I know some of them have discussed with some of y'all individually, but at this time, and I've told them over and over again, as city manager, I don't have any discretion on this. It's black and white that this is a city commission decision. And I have brought some of those drawings that are in front of you of what they would like. But until we can get together and have this discussion, they aren't here. Obviously, I know they're probably watching us. I tried to push the meeting and try to get them to come, but
Invited them several times.
I invited them on more than one occasion. I've really tried to get them here. And we've had good conversations with them, but I've told them my best guess is, I don't feel the commission will go for it. I don't think the original intent from the 2018 decision was to lock us in forever. But I can't speak for y'all. I know how some of y'all feel, but I can't speak for y'all, and kind of need to know where y'all are at, if anything at all. I don't think we should make a decision without them here. If they want to push this decision, I do think they need to be in the room. It would be nice to have an idea from this body of where y'all are at.
And Joe, I will throw out one thing, in some of the earlier discussions, we threw out the 20 seconds that they, to meet with them. So, we did move that up. I, give them that much credit that they were planning on being here on 20 seconds.
Yeah, we still have them come. I know when talking with Lucas and their department, they're trying to get their stuff all finished by the end of July. And so that's kind of why we were trying to be flexible with them. And so it was interesting. I was talking to one party and then I was talking to the Walmart staff separately, and the two weren't talking to each other. Yeah, we've been very agreeable. We've tried to accommodate. I just can't have accommodations of decisions made outside of an open meeting.
Well, and their attorney articulated to me that it would be difficult to get their people together, the people that need to weigh in on this by the 8th. So I fully expect they will probably come on the 22nd or be ready to come on the 22nd. because they've got people in various locations, so.
You know, I really believe that's exactly right, that the last time when we gave them that leeway, we were trying to be a good partner, a good neighbor, and save them the $80,000 to $90,000, but there was never any intent to make that a permanent change or to where they wouldn't have to come back in the future.
No, there was not. That was not a permanent fix. That was-
This is different from the second painting, is it not, Joe?
I think it's from the current one.
Yes.
I think it is. I don't know how different. I don't ever pay that close attention.
You know, I'm fairly certain it is too, and happened to be in Plainview here last week, and looks like their store has been repainted, and it's very close to these colors that are also, I think most of these colors are already on the building. I don't know that all the dark gray is, the blue's not on there yet, but I think this is pretty close to what maybe they're just going, you know, to their new corporate.
Do you feel they're basically going to ask us to approve their plan?
To
Their
some,
color scheme is what they're wanting.
to some degree, they're hoping, yeah. They're really holding to their branding. That's,
I don't think they're gonna present another option. I think they're just gonna present what they're.
But
what
that's
they want
speculation.
to
I
do.
mean, we don't know what they're
yeah.
doing.
No, it's true.
Best guess.
You know, this is just me, but I did have lunch with the manager of Walmart and her supervisor, and I told them personally, no way would I go with that much blue on the building. You know, that was what folks were really against to start with, was another blue box. And so, anyway, this comment I put out there to them already. And I did tell them I'm 1 of 5, so.
Bring back the original looking one. So right now, they have two options. Option one is they go ahead and paint it back to the original, which I think the stone was actually that color originally, not painted. So they can do that, and in our visit with Lucas, if it's really close, I think we're good to just make that happen, if it's, you know, fairly close to this color. But if not, and they want to deviate from these colors, then that has to come and stop here. I can only speculate so much, so.
Do we need to table this until?
I just would need I'd like to have some comments of where people are kind of standing. That would be my thought coming out of this. Right now, contract is a contract, so if the contract says it has to be this, and that's where I'm abiding by.
At this point, that's what the contract says, unless they want to bring another proposal and us consider a specific proposal from them.
And if they brought a proposal looking like what they have in the packet right here, the dark gray with the blue, you know. I mean,
Well, the original intent was to conform to what the community requested, right?
that's what we understand from all the listening sessions when Walmart was here.
I think it was to make it aesthetically to where it fit in well with that area.
And I think it's the same area. I think we should go with the same aesthetics. Keep it.
Has there been any complaints specifically, because it's now been gray and I don't know how much blue's on it. I'm trying to actually visualize it in my brain and I'm like, I don't even pay attention that close, I don't think.
Street view for what it looked like
Yeah,
before
that's what it
they.
looked like
Okay, so there's
when
quite
they
a bit of
painted
blue.
it, 2018, yeah.
So has there been any complaints about that color scheme since it went into?
Not that I'm aware of, but I do know there was probably a few comments that came in when they did paint in 2018. We had at least one come in and some others just by secondhand.
I received one. I've received complaints about the new color scheme from 2018. Definitely received complaints about the possibility of what it's turning into, for sure.
I don't know about the
I
rest of
have
y'all.
to.
Let's say we go with what the original intent was.
You were here in the beginning. You remember all that ruckus.
Oh, yeah, I was here. And I'm a businessman and an economist, and I look at it different. I look at the tax dollars they bring into this city is unreal. So colors don't bother me. Tax dollars, I like.
I don't think it'll cost one more than the other though, Paul.
I'm talking about tax dollars they bring to the city as a business.
And I think that's why y'all were very willing to work with them when they had painted it and didn't ask permission. I feel like y'all were very giving.
So the color they have on it now, is that a primer? Is that a primer coat that they
Yes.
put on it?
Yes, sir.
You know, looks
I
like-
thought some of it's already been repainted, maybe not, so.
Looks like
is
it's
it
all
already?
He's just primed. They've sealed cracks and primed.
We haven't stopped the rest of the remodel yet, guys, so we're allowing them to do the rest of their project, so that'll continue to go.
I'm open to considering something different if it fits the, you know, the whole decor, the aesthetics of that area. And the blue, in my opinion, well, the blue doesn't. I mean, I think there could be something that would fit better than that, to be honest, in that area. But anyway, I would be open to that. But probably the simple thing is just to go back to the original. Well, hopefully at this point then, they'll be here the 22nd and to discuss further. So,
Sure like to hear from them.
I told them that on numerous occasions. So we've really tried to work with them a lot to try to get this, but they've got to be here in the room.
well, another thought too, you know, there's other communities they don't have this kind of problem with. I guarantee you go to Santa Fe, New Mexico, they're not gonna have a blue. You know, there's other communities that they didn't just forget to come check with the city commission, so. They ought to be able to.
That's all, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, with that, takes us to item number 10, executive session pursuant to 551.071, consultation with attorney. And I have 5:03, and we will adjourn into executive session.
No.